two main places that I stop when I do my tour. I stop down at the dam, and I stop here. This is my favorite spot. Now, the dam, it's okay, but it's noisy. There's generally a lot more people down there. There's people fishing, there's kids swimming or whatever, making all kinds of noise, right? Here, it's just peace. And it's just me. I love nature. I miss it. I miss the conservation areas so much. So at some point, I discovered you could actually make money from YouTube. I got reading through all the rules and everything. Like I said at the beginning, YouTube didn't really have a lot of rules. But once Google took over and started the AdSense thing, and you can actually make money. I don't have a voice today. Wow. You can actually make money off of your videos, and it's not, to me, it's free money. I'm not doing anything specifically to create videos for YouTube for that purpose. Just videos I already have, I can put on YouTube, and I can make money from it. That's pretty wild. What a deal. So, I had a lot of things, and like I said, the DVD that I had made, I broke it up into parts so I could put it on YouTube. It's got copyrighted music in it. Like, very copyrighted. Stuff that you just can't use without permission. So I wanted to make sure my channel was safe as far as copyrights go. I decided to only use my own content, and I removed a lot of videos that I don't even remember everything I had. I removed a lot of videos just to make it copyright safe. And I joined the AdSense program, and gradually, a little bit at a time, I started making money. Every month a little bit more and a little bit more. I finally reached the $100 threshold, and I got my first payment. That was awesome. Free money. And it just kind of didn't really do a whole lot at first. Just what I had. And then one day I was out at Walmart, going to get me some cream for my coffee. And I know I've told this story before, but for anyone that's watching this has never heard it before. I come around the aisle, dairy aisle, and there's a young girl standing there, and she's looking like she was searching for something, trying to find out where it was. And I'm patient. I just sat there, waited, staring down at the floor beside me. And all of a sudden this lady starts freaking out, yelling in my ear from the side, and it just scared the crap out of me. And she's blasted me for watching her daughter. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I was so shocked. Everybody in the aisle was looking at me. It was so embarrassing. And she grabbed her daughter's arm, yanked her away, storming down the aisle, still blasting. And there was an old lady standing there. I don't remember if she had a cane or a walker, but she said something to this lady, and this lady went right up to her face. Poor old lady almost fell. And she disappeared around the corner, and everybody's looking at me. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to react to that. I was so shocked. And somebody said something, some smart remark, like, I guess somebody didn't get any last night, something like that. And all of a sudden this lady starts screaming from the next aisle over again. But it freaked me out. And having worked there, I know that their security cameras aren't always on. It's a small store, and they didn't have the budget for a full-time security person. So sometimes they were on, sometimes they weren't. It depended on who was in, right? So I don't know if that was captured on their camera system. So I'm freaking out now. I'm thinking, if she goes to the police, how do I defend myself, right? There's no proof that it happened. There's no proof that it didn't happen. It's my word against hers. And who are the police going to listen to, right? That's why I don't know if you've noticed, if you drive a mobility scooter or are disabled in any way, I don't know if you've noticed this, but people seem to think automatically because you're disabled you're a pervert. I get that a lot. I don't understand it. And I even brought that up to, I was talking to a police officer about, what was it? Okay, I'll get to that. But I was actually talking to a sergeant, actually, police sergeant. I was asking him about something. I'll get to that. Because it's related. And I said that to him. I says, why is it that people assume because you're disabled you're a pervert, right? And he's never come across that. I says, well, I get it all the time. It doesn't matter if it's, a girl, like teenager, 20s, 30s, whatever. They automatically assume you're looking at them with lust in your eye. It drives me nuts. But anyways, so nothing ever happened to it, with it, whatever. My mind's all over the place now. Never heard anything, but it bothered me for the longest time. I don't like to be accused of anything to begin with, but to me, this was obvious. I wasn't looking at the girl. I was staring at the floor like this. Even from behind, you can see that. I'm not looking at her. But it freaked me out. And I realized I need to do something to protect myself. Enter the scooter cam. That is why I have it. That is why I will not leave the house without it working. And a while back, the camera's power supply stopped working on here. I had a lot of other stuff that needed to be done, but this was a priority. I had to have the camera working. That's why. I won't go out without it. I won't. Because it gets rid of that he said, she said. There's video proof. I have the camera aimed. I won't put the camera on my handlebars. It's got to be back here so you can see where my head is looking. When I look back and forth, you can see where I'm looking. So if I'm sitting here staring at the floor, you're going to see that in the camera. So I can now prove I didn't do it. And it's sad. It's sad that you have to do that. And I was talking to somebody at the post office here one day. It's a school bus driver. And he was asking about the cameras and that. And I told him why. And he understood completely. He says he had a student accuse him of something touching him or her. I don't remember if it was a boy or a girl, but one of the students accused him of touching them. Something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But school buses have cameras. It saved him. Like, the thing is, once that idea gets out there, everybody's going to believe it. Or at least suspect it, Your life will never be the same. And that, I don't remember if that was the point in time, but I realized the way this world works, everybody wants to believe bad stuff about people, right? Anybody can say anything about anyone, and everyone will believe it. But if you come out with the truth yourself, they don't believe you. Like, that's messed up. But that's the way this world works, and it's getting even worse now. But that's why I started using the camera. I needed something to protect myself, to prove I didn't do it. And I wish I had a camera at that time, so I could show you just how this lady freaked out on me. I would love to have shown it. Just as a warning to people, put a camera on your scooter, make sure it can see you. You need to protect yourself. It was insane. So that's how that started, and it turned out to have another advantage, because I could now use it to make YouTube videos. So time went by, and there was another instance where it could have come in handy. I was on my daily tour, and I got down at the park. I met up with Mateo, the kid next door, and they were trying to fix somebody's bike. I was at the skate park. We were outside the skate park, but the camera could see the skate park. And I'm watching to see if there's anything, if they can't. I don't remember if the chain came off or what it was. But I'm watching. I'm with Mateo. Okay, I'm not just some stranger that pulled up and watching what's going on. Okay, I was with Mateo, and we just happened to stop there. He was trying to help somebody. I was waiting to see if they can't fix it. Maybe there's something I can do. Okay. But if you notice, this lady in the background sitting on the bench, she's looking over. I didn't notice this. I saw this in the video later. Because back then, when I started collecting the videos, I always watched them just to see if there's anything happening. Because there's a lot of things that happen I don't see while I'm out. So I'll watch the video later. It's like, oh, cool, car or something that went by, right? There's stuff like that. So I always watch them. And I saw this lady because the reason this particular time, I remember now, I noticed she was there. When I pulled away, she was there. She wasn't there when I stopped. So that's why I remember now. That's why I watched that particular video, just to see where she came from. And you could see her on that bench on the other side of the skate park watching and staring. And eventually she gets up and comes over. Automatically, assuming I'm pervert. That pissed me off when I saw that.
They're fast, it's going because all the people. I'm keen how fast. Pain to skate, just careful. Like you just be cautious more. Yeah. I am too. I was just like, oh yeah, it's so busy there. It's trying to bite. It's on the sidewalk. Like, God's sake, stop.
It's like me driving this thing through Walmart.
Yeah.
Get out of the way. Looks like it should be busy down here too. Now I have time finding a place to smoke.
Yeah, smoke.
Yeah, you can't smoke within 30 feet of people.
Harder gear, please.
Do you want harder gear?
Your new bike?
This bike actually, I won from New Orleans. Remember when they had that one bike? I won this bike when I was younger.
Oh yeah?
I was the winner, come up with the thing in every time. It was Alex. I won it. But it was too. It was better than my grandma's.
It's wearing out.
Because when it was brand new, since I didn't use it much, nothing really wore in that much as my grandma says. Because look at this, it's this. What?
Probably wore out in the weather.
Well, it was sitting in her shed thing, but you can't even adjust it. You can adjust it all the way down by the screw. But you can drop more. What I put it in more? Yeah. Make it less tight. You have to screw that in. A little spring. Oh no. Oh. It's just one gear here, once you gain it, it doesn't keep you around it. And I bought this brand new too. Never did that. I wasn't weathered really either. Because it's not matching the bloody thing. You're gonna fall again, aren't you? It's not. Come on.
Thinking about it.
Brother. What? Ow. Because if when it doesn't match, it's trying to shift down, and then it keeps trying to derail. It's not matching.
And it'll finally change when you don't expect it to.
There. That's a little bit of a shift as well now. Well, you're not the one adjusting to this. Okay, this is on the hardest now. What is the hardest? It should be on 6 then. Or 5th, whatever. It's not going to go any further. Okay, sit down then.
I know she went and got your wheelbarrow from Campbell.
Yeah, that's all you did. That's all you saw when they did.
Well, that's the problem when you lend them something. You have to go get it. You won't bring it back.
Yeah, I know. I'd say it's like,
Forget
you ever
about
tell
it.
her walking in there, I'm like, yeah. Like, brum you. I'm like, yes, it does hurt. Yeah, that's fine. It's
Yeah,
happy
you
now.
fixed it and now he's still playing.
Charlie, I know how to fix it. Works now. Touch my hair. Ow! I gotta wash my hands now. Give it a nice little pool. That was pretty fun. That used to go cool. That's all cool and tight.
All the blue lines are the outline of where the pool is.
And outdoor pool. There's pictures in the hand of pool officers. Like before you left the field, like for a few years ago, can you? You see the depth of it, is it like 40 feet or something, or like?
I'm not sure. I know one was a wading pool. Probably that's one of the small ones.
It's a deep pool.
Yeah.
Look, get him! He's drowning! Oh, he's under the wall, I'm not believing. Did I see that option?
Yeah.
Remember?
You get gas bubbles in your blood.
Yeah. I forget when happened. I was on show something like this. They were using compressed air. Like this compressed air when you sit properly. Sitting in the bloodstream badly, and not really some person that's doing nothing.
Well, that's how they fixed that when you had that problem.
Yeah.
They put you in a pressure tank. They recompress you, get the gas bubbles out of your blood, and then they gradually release it so the bubbles don't come back.
But that again,
Alright! They compress you,
yeah.
which gets gas bubbles back out of your blood, and then they decompress slowly to
Yeah.
prevent that from happening. Because the only reason the gas bubbles come up is because you decompress too quickly.
Oh, okay. Is that why also they do in space as well? Because of the pressure?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
There's zero gravity, there's not pressure, hardly any pressure.
Yeah.
It always made the clicking noise. Stop clicking.
So that bike's still going, eh?
What?
That one's still going good, eh?
Yep.
Other than the
This
squeaky
helps
brake.
actually quite a bit. I like that actually.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Also helps with 3 branches and too.
Yeah.
I found that out too.
Like you would like you attach it to something or
No, just if
you lean against it.
as a tree branch comes in, before it gets tangled in your gears, that thing will push it out of the way.
Yeah. Like that, right? That's good. Look at this foot falling off my head. Horn in my eye. Oh, that hurt. Oh my god, let me get this shit there. I'm gonna die, man.
now I have this issue. I need to hold on to these videos. If somewhere down the line something happens, somebody says something, I need that video to prove, yeah, I was there last year. This is what happened, right? So that's when I was talking to, I was at the hospital and the orange chopper was there. I was waiting for it to take off so I could get video of it. And I asked to speak with an officer and told him where I was, whatever. He came up and talked to me. And it was Sergeant DeGroot. I remember, he's a cool guy. And I explained everything to him. And I said, the question I have, how long do I have to hold on to these videos? So he said, maybe 6 months to a year.
Okay. Oh yeah, I got one of the GoPros.
Well, actually, it's an SD cam better.
Okay.
I do have a GoPro.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay.
I
Yeah.
like this one better.
Yeah.
But I use it like a dash cam.
Right.
I had a problem at Walmart last year. I'm never in a hurry. I'm patient and everything.
Yeah, I see you going up past the cemetery all the time.
Oh yeah, I do the rail trail
Yeah.
of the Walmart and that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I was getting some coffee cream one day, and there was a young girl there looking, can't find what she's looking for or whatever. So I'm just sitting there waiting for her. And I'm just kind of looking down at the floor, and all of a sudden this lady starts screaming in my ear, just scared the hell out of me, out of nowhere, right? And apparently she's upset because I'm looking at her girl. I was staring at the floor, okay? Now, like, everybody in the aisles was looking at it, what the heck's with this lady? Right? And she's like yelling at the top of the lungs. And an elderly lady, I can't remember if she had a cane or a walker, but she had said something to her, and she's like right up in her face, made a motion like she was going to push her, and the lady lost her balance. She almost fell. And I don't know if Walmart had their cameras on that day or anything. I haven't heard anything about it. Nothing seems to have happened with it. But I use this now in case something like that happens.
Sure. Yep.
So my question is, my neighbor's kids, they like to hang around and follow me around and everything because they're bored to get nothing to do. We showed up at the park one day, sometime in June, and we showed up at the same time. And we were just kind of sitting there talking, and this lady come over, or I guess her kids were in the skateboard park.
Right.
She come over and she never said anything. She just stood there.
Right.
And I was talking and we just kind of dispersed, and she never moved until I left.
Right.
I know exactly what she was doing. I wanted to say something, but I just let it go. So I need to hang on to that video in case I see her again and she says it. Now my question is, I get 14 to 21 gigabytes a day.
Right.
I can't keep it all.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestion how long I should keep them?
Do you have an external hard drive?
Yeah, I have one dedicated just to this, but it's only 2 terabytes.
Right. You could probably keep snippets, those snippets that you need.
Okay.
The rest of it you can get rid of. Basically, you just want to keep that section.
Yeah.
And you could keep it 6 months. If nothing's happened within 6 months, I wouldn't worry about it, and then get rid of it. If you feel uncomfortable, and then you could, with 2 terabytes, you should be, even if you want to keep it longer, keep it longer. But the rest of it can disappear. You don't have to worry about the makeup work up to it, unless the kids are talking. You say, "Hey, let's go to the park." Then you might want to have that on there as well, right? To say that, I was at the park. These young lads knew I was with them, and obviously the parents of these kids know you, so they can all testify to it. And I know you. You're not that kind of a person.
But the other thing is too, people seem. I get the impression that people think if you're disabled, you're automatically a pervert. I
don't know.
Get that feeling. This is the way people look at me, and it drives me nuts.
Well, and part of it I think is also your age too, right? Right, and people don't assume that somebody your age should be, in a chair, and which is wrong, because it doesn't matter what age you are. If you're afflicted, you're afflicted, right? And I'm not in your shoes, but I'm sure when you're driving around, you get lots of people staring at you, and that's unfortunate. And it's disheartening.
I have people make fun of me too, but that part doesn't bother me. It
still hurts.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It still hurts.
And I'm not even used to it. Like I've had fibromyalgia
A long time.
8 years, I think.
Yeah.
2006 when I got it.
Right.
And I'm still not used to it. I'm still finding things that I can't do, and it gets worse every year too.
Yeah, and you know what? And then when you have to start relying on the government for your paycheck, it's not a lot of money.
No.
And people just assume that you're there for the free ride. Well, I know you're not here for the free ride. I know you're hurt.
It sucks. I hate it.
Yeah, nobody wants to be, sick.
But I'm thinking I need them longer than that. Because, like I said, if something happens, and I say, yeah, well, you were here last year too, right? Or a couple years ago, whatever. I need to have that video. So I need them for more than a year. So I started saving everything. So I have hundreds of, like literally hundreds of spools of DVDs, 100 in each. That's where most of my clutter is right now. I got so many spools of them. So I had to hold on to them, right? I can probably get rid of them now, but I gotta, like, I started going through all my old pictures and videos from way back when I first started, so I got a ways to go before I can get to, anywhere that I can start deleting stuff. But you have to do it. This world is so messed up. You have to prove everything now. And even in many cases, proof doesn't even matter. Facts don't matter anymore. Somebody gets an idea in their head, even if you can prove it's false, they're still going to believe it. They will not change their mind. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. So then one morning, I was shoveling snow. I was at the bottom of the driveway. The kids are walking to school. And this one kid stopped, said hi. I said hi back, and he started talking to me. He said he's been wanting to say hi to me for a while, but he was afraid to. That would be Codey. So, talked for a little bit. He went to school. And after school, on his way home, I was out working in the garage or doing something. I can't remember exactly what I was doing. He come up the driveway and talked to me some more. And I can't remember. I don't remember the timeline of it, but I remember at one point in time I found out that he had his own lawn care business. It was like 10 years old at the time, 11, I think he was 11. And he had his own business. And he started hanging out with me. And after a little bit, I don't remember if his mother came over to my house or if I was over there. I don't remember. But he had some property to cut, and his mother asked if I could go with him, because he doesn't go by himself. His mother always has to go with him, and she just wanted a break. So I went with him, and driving his tractor down the road, and I'm following along with the scooter. Watched him cut the grass, and then came back, and as a thank you, he cut my grass. So that's how that started. And his mother really liked it, because she could do what she wanted to do now without taking time out to follow him around everywhere. So I started going with him, and he'd take care of my grass for me, free of charge. So I didn't have to cut the grass anymore, which was a good thing, because the boys started cutting it. Zach did it, I think, a couple times. Ken wanted to do it once. Ken was a little bit younger. I wasn't really too keen on it, but I let him do it, and he discovered it was work. He didn't want to do it anymore. But at least he got to do it once. So, it was me doing it. And that was just another task that was getting difficult for me to do. So it was nice having someone else do it with me. And Codey also delivered papers. So by this point, the bike trailer that I built, I made an adapter so I could plug it into the back of the seat on the scooter and drag it around with me, because I wasn't using it with the bike much anymore. And I made that adapter for Michelle's scooter first, And then once I got my own, I kind of altered it so I could use it on either one. Because the S950 was lower or higher, I don't remember which. It wasn't sitting level, so I had to alter it. So I could use it on either one. And as Codey's business progressed, he got more tools, a leaf blower, a weed eater. So he had a trailer that he towed behind his tractor, and that's when I put the little thing on the bumper. This scooter doesn't have bumpers. The S950's got steel bumpers, and I made the hitch on the back of it to tow this trailer with, and started pulling it for him so we wouldn't have to keep hooking it up and unhooking it every time he stopped somewhere. So I dragged that along behind. And I went up for a while, helping with that. And I'd hook the trailer up to the scooter and fill it up with newspapers. He'd sit on the trailer and I'd drive him around like that. I tortured that scooter. It pulled a lot of weight, like often. Papers were every Thursday. And it was enjoyable. It helped with my depression because it gave me something to do again. Unfortunately, Codey would call me every day. Like, okay, I do need a break now and then. But, the days that he had yards to take care of, we'd go out. And Thursdays, I had the papers to deliver. And it returned that sense of purpose to me again. I had something to do. I was helping somebody else out. And it made me feel good again, which, since I got sick and lost my car and everything, there wasn't a whole lot that I could do that made me feel like I had purpose. So that was nice. And winter came along and he got into snow clearing. So we started doing that. He got a new tractor. The Bolins, I think, was the first tractor he got. So he started doing the snow clearing, and that was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, that has to be done in the mornings, and it was really difficult for me to get up in the morning. Fibromyalgia has a nickname. It's called the morning disease. It's really difficult to wake up when you're not ready to wake up. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.